Hi viewers, welcome to iStories. Please support my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Suriya Kanguva, a story from the past with character names. Perumanathar, Suriya, was a young prince who lived in a prosperous kingdom. He was the son of King Parthiban, Nasar, and Queen Parvati, Ramya Krishnan, who loved him dearly. He was also the heir to the throne and the wielder of the Sword of Fire, a legendary weapon that had been passed down from generation to generation in his royal lineage. The Sword of Fire was a magnificent sword with a golden hilt and a silver blade. It had intricate carvings and jewels on it. It looked like a priceless treasure, but it was more than that. It was a powerful weapon that could destroy any enemy and change the course of history. It had the power of fire, which could burn anything and anyone. It also had the power of light, which could illuminate the darkness and reveal the truth. Perumanathar was trained by his father and his mentor, Guru Veda, Rajendra. He also had a lust for power and glory, which drove him to do evil deeds. Varadarajan wanted to overthrow King Parthiban and take over his kingdom. He also wanted to steal the Sword of Fire from Perumanathar and use it for his own selfish purposes. He had tried many times to assassinate Perumanathar or to provoke him into a war, but he had failed every time. Perumanathar was too strong and too wise for him, Sad, to master the Sword of Fire. He learned how to use it with skill and courage, how to control its power, and how to respect its spirit. He also learned how to be a good king and a good leader, how to rule with justice and compassion, how to protect his people and his land, and how to honor his ancestors and his gods. Perumanathar was admired by everyone in his kingdom. He was handsome, brave, smart, kind, and generous. He had many friends and followers who looked up to him and supported him. He also had many enemies and rivals who envied him and plotted against him. One of them was his cousin, Varadarajan, Prakash Raj, who was the son of King Parthiban's brother, Rajarajan, Mohan Babu. Varadarajan was a wicked prince who lived in a neighboring kingdom. He was the opposite of Perumanathar in every way. He was ugly, cowardly, stupid, cruel, and greedy. He had few friends and many foes who feared him and hated him. But Varadarajan did not give up. He devised a new plan to achieve his goals. He hired a spy named Madhan Karky, Vijay Sethupathi, who worked for both sides and had his own agenda. Madhan Karky infiltrated Perumanathar's palace and pretended to be his friend. He gained his trust and learned his secrets. He also planted false information and rumors in both kingdoms, creating confusion and suspicion among them. Madhan Karky told Varadarajan that Perumanathar was planning to attack his kingdom with the Sword of Fire. He also told Perumanathar that Varadarajan had kidnapped his beloved princess, Neela Deshapatani, who was the daughter of King Nalan, Rana Dagubati, of another kingdom. Neela and Perumanathar were in love with each other and were going to get married soon. Both princes believed Madhan Karky's lies and prepared for war. They gathered their armies and marched towards each other's borders. They met at a battlefield near a river. They faced each other with anger and hatred in their eyes. Perumanathar unsheathed the Sword of Fire and held it in front of him. The sword glowed with a bright light and emitted a humming sound. Perumanathar felt a surge of energy and confidence. He shouted, "Varadarajan, you have gone too far this time. You have kidnapped my princess and threatened my kingdom. You have betrayed your blood and your honor. You have made me your enemy. Now you will face my wrath. I will defeat you with this Sword of Fire. I will rescue my princess. I will restore peace. I will fulfill my destiny." Varadarajan laughed wickedly and said, "Perumanathar, you are such a fool. You have fallen for my trap. You have no princess and no peace. You have only war and death. You have wasted your life on this Sword of Fire. You have no idea what it is or what it can do. You have made me your master. Now you'll see my power. I will destroy you with this weapon." He took out a weapon from his cloak. It was a metal rod with wires attached to it. It looked like a strange device. It had been invented by Madhan Karky, who had stolen some secrets from Guru Veda's books. The device was an electric shocker that could generate high-voltage currents that could electrocute anyone. It had the power of lightning, which could strike anything and anyone. It also had the power of darkness, which could blind the eyes and cloud the mind. Varadarajan pressed a button on the device and pointed it at Perumanathar. The device sparked with a loud noise and shot a bolt of electricity at Perumanathar. Perumanathar saw the bolt coming towards him and reacted quickly. He raised the sword of fire and blocked the bolt with the blade. The sword absorbed the electricity and neutralized it. The sword also reacted to the device and sent a wave of fire back at Varadarajan. Varadarajan was shocked and scared. He tried to dodge the fire, but it was too fast and too hot for him. He screamed as the fire hit him and burned him alive. Perumanathar watched as Varadarajan fell to the ground, charred and dead. He felt a mix of relief and sadness. He had won the battle, but he had lost his cousin. He had saved his kingdom, but he had killed his kin. He had used his sword, but he had not understood its meaning. He looked at the sword of fire and wondered what it was, and what it could do. He realized that he had been deceived by Madhankar, and that he had been manipulated by Varadarajan. He realized that he had been ignorant and naive about many things. He decided to find out the truth about everything. He decided to seek out Guru Veda and ask him for guidance. He decided to search for Neela and ask her for forgiveness. He decided to explore the world and learn from it. He mounted his horse and rode away from the battlefield. He left behind the corpse of Varadarajan and the device that sparked like a star. The end. I hope you liked this short story. It is based on my imagination of Suriya Kanguva movie story behind 1500 years ago with the character names in the scene, which is a period action drama film starring Suriya in 5 roles. You can watch the title,